Yeah, you're going to want to pay attention today. We got all kinds of news coming at you. Folks, I am Vinnie Tortorich, and your good intentions have been stolen. But don't worry, I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah. Fog hat. Low ride. Were you able to hear that, Anna?
No. And I love that song.
It's a great song. Fog hat was a great group, just all the way around. And I wanted to play something. I wanted to have something cheerful like that because.
Oh, are we in a cheerful mood?
Yes, we are. Because you know what? Sometimes you think of stuff that's really brilliant.
Oh.
And I may be blowing smoke up my own ass here.
Okay.
But I think I've come up with something brilliant.
Okay.
And the first time anyone's going to hear about this is right now.
Yes.
Including you.
Yeah.
I told you, the only thing I told you before I turned fog hat on was, I got some news for you.
Yeah. And you wouldn't tell me what it was. And it honestly, I don't like that.
No, but I wanted to get a real reaction from you because I didn't want you to think about how you felt about this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're giving me a lot of credit that I have like so many feelings about things.
You know, Anna, you're one of the
try not to have any feelings,
would,
by the way.
If I would have told you this 4 minutes ago,
yeah,
you would have like come up with the whole thing. And I want you to hear it in real time because I don't have anything written down except for the one thing Chris told me to write down. And
shit.
Yeah, so I'll refer to that when it comes time. So I start off by doing the consults, right?
Right.
And then we did that for like 10 years. And, I always feel
you did that for 10 years. You did that. That's just you
people call
talking to people.
5 days a week. I set up consults. I sit here and talk to everyone. And it's been a blast. And I'm continuing. I'm not getting rid of that. People can still get the one-on-one consults.
That's good.
I've had people lose as much as 350 and 400 pounds just doing that. People you've never heard of before, right? They don't do the Facebook group. They don't do, with Scott and Tim and Jen and all that, which I love that those people do that because I call those guys the influencers of this because they're keeping other people going, oh, wait, they're doing it. Tim Mallion just ran like a 5K the other day.
That's awesome.
Right. This guy has, I love it, but most people you never hear about.
Right.
Right. And so I do the consults. And then just recently I tried as an experiment to do the 10-on-1, 1-on-10s, I guess.
Right. You did the 1 hour over Zoom with 10 people attending, correct?
That's
correct. That. Have you done that twice now?
I've done it 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Great.
But here is the problem. And this week is going to be the 4th.
Okay.
But, and by the way, as you know, those things are working out like a charm because people are asking questions that the other 9 people may not have ever thought of.
Right.
I never thought it was going to work this well. And people they commiserate and the whole thing. The community of that is beyond what I ever thought would happen.
Great.
But there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I sent out one email saying, hey, if you want to be on the list.
Yeah.
And I got several hundred people on the list. And only taking 10 people at a time, you can see what the problem is.
Right.
I would not be.
It'll take you a year to get through everybody.
Well, 52 weeks, the number of people, by the time I send another email out, would be at least 10 months. Right?
Right.
So I started thinking, how can I work around this problem and how
work smarter?
How can I make it better? And I just kept, for days, my book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
That's right.
You just keep something in
You mean that book that you wrote?
Yeah, I should have written it.
You wrote that book. My book.
Well, is that what I said? My favorite book.
Yeah.
Because that book has so much to do with my life, right?
Me too. It was everything.
And whenever I have a problem, I just let it roll around in my head and the thoughts and the ideas mutate. and I came up with a brilliant idea, and I blurted it out to Chris on the phone.
Ooh.
I said, Chris, here's an idea. And when I told him the idea, he basically said, where have you been my whole life? You needed to do this 10 years ago. Why didn't you do? It's like, I don't know. What do you think? We got Joel involved. That's the one you don't even know. We got Joel.
I don't even know Joel.
I have two Joels in my life. One works over at purevitaminclub.com, and there's another Joel. I got two Joels, right?
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah. Most people don't even have the one.
I don't have the one. So
I got two.
I'm giving up.
If you would like to borrow a Joel, I can loan.
You can't borrow. You can't loan out of Joel's are not yours for year to loan. I can't speak. Never mind. I quit.
I have to pay both of them, unfortunately. So
yeah, Joel's must be paid.
Yeah, they do not work for free. At any rate, Chris ran it by Joel, and Joel was like, that's the best. Why hasn't he been doing this the whole time?
Right.
Here's the idea. Now, I shouldn't have told you that because I feel like I gilded the lily a bit. You might hate the idea.
What do you care what I think?
Because I do care what you think.
Aw.
I do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do every week starting next month, the 1 on 10s, because I'll never get through the list.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is I'm going to do a beta group. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do a group. And the first people in, that price I will keep there. It's going to be a low price. And by the way, when the price goes up, it won't be out of reach of anyone, but whoever starts in a beta group can keep that price forever.
Right.
What you're getting, and I haven't thought through the whole thing yet, but twice a month, you get me live for an hour. Except it won't be 10 people. We're going to do a system where it can be 50, 75, 100, 150. But it's a live, and not, of course, not everyone's going to get to ask a question, but we'll ask. Sometimes it might be 3 questions. It might be 5 questions. But it's going to be an accountability twice a month, because that's one of the things that the people that do the one-on-ones,
mm-hmm.
after they do the hour consult, that's the reason I do the half an hour, because these people like to check in. And some of these people pay for the half an hour. They just check in for 15 or 20 minutes once a month, or once every 2 weeks, or once every 6 weeks.
Right.
That keeps them accountable. So you have the accountability angle. You get the pointed
affordability.
Affordability, because it's going to be, I haven't come up with the price. It's going to, I'm thinking the first 30.
You'll do it fairly.
It's going to be $12. It might go up to 18 or $20, but the first people in, I'm going to give them like a real deal, $10-12, something like that. We haven't come up with numbers yet, but even at the top number, it's going to be affordable to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a subscription, but you can drop out at any time.
Right.
You sign up every 2 weeks. Boom, 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 boom. Every 2 weeks. But let's say, you're working, or your kid got sick, or something happened. You couldn't listen live. If you are subscribed, you will have the library of every one of these sessions.
Yeah,
you can go back and just listen to what you missed that week. Or if you want to go back and hear the one 3 weeks, that woman, Mary, had a great idea, or she was asking that question. Where was that? Right. We're going to have them cataloged. So if you're in the group, right. And wait, there's more. There's going to be the PDF is going to be free to those people.
Great.
They lose it, they miss it, this and that. Boom. They'll be able to get the PDF for free. Something like that. And there's going to be every now and then, I might send out, just a motivational email just to the group. So it's going to be an accountability thing where you're part of something.
I love it.
And we're going to roll it out. Now, since we don't know what the price is going to be, it's going to start in December. I'm not starting this in January. I'm going to do one in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's going to be around the 15th.
Yeah, because Thanksgiving's early this year too.
Right. So it's going to be somewhere around the 15th, 16th, 17th, somewhere in the middle, maybe, somewhere around there of December.
Mm-hmm.
And the very next one is going to either be on the 31st, first or the 1st.
Right.
I'm
Do you
going
know
to
which day of the week you're going to do?
Well, no, I haven't figured out. But then in January, I will have set days from there on out. So I'm going to figure out 2 days. So the first month is not going to actually, it might not be in the same month. It might be January 1st, or it could be the 31st. I'm going to talk and see where people are more available, right?
Right.
Try to figure that first one. Like I said, it's a beta group. I'm letting a bunch of people in for lesser than what the price is going to be. But once they have that price, it sticks.
Vinnie's power group.
Right. And people get to ask questions. Not everyone, because there's going to be a lot of people, but I guarantee your question is going to be answered because we've seen that in the 1-on-10s, right?
Right.
People get their questions answered, and it's not going to be me joking and telling jokes with you. It's just going to be boom. And look, later on, maybe I can talk you into coming in every now and then and doing like a little recipe session, something like that.
I would love to.
I
would love to.
So we're going to have all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we're going to have down the road guest speakers to come on. Like maybe we get Zoe Harcombe to come on, or Jen Unwin, or, Nina Teichels or someone, but it's going to be a group, right? And you can buy in whenever you want. You can leave whenever you won't be like, oh, I can't unsubscribe. As you know, I never do that to people. You want to go, goodbye. We're good. Right? This is not about money for me. This is about helping more people in the accountability.
Yep.
Thoughts, Anna?
Amazing. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Did we not announce this last week that you were thinking of doing something like this, or did you and I talk about it off the air?
We talked about the fact that I was thinking about it because I was.
Okay.
That was part of the mutation. I think I was thinking out loud. But now we have a date. Now, let me tell you what the date is.
Okay.
On the 30th of this month. So this is coming out.
This episode comes out November 6th.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I asked Debbie. I talked to Debbie. This episode is coming out not this week, but the next week.
November 6th.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. The episode we recorded last week comes out October 30th. This one comes out November 6th. Today's Thursday, October 26th.
Okay. That's right. That's correct. That's what we talked about.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. At first I was like, well, wait a minute, because I announced the whole Texas trip last week.
December 6th. I'm sorry. Yes.
November 6th.
Monday,
November 6th.
Folks, yes. I'm giving you a place. Now, let me tell you what this means.
So you're talking about on November 30th.
November 30th is when we're going to send the thing out, or somewhere around there, to introduce. Now, here's the thing. Okay.
Do people need to go to Vinnie at Vinnie Tortorich or go to VinnieTortorich.com to sign up if they're not on your list? Right
now, there's a special landing page if you're interested. This does not commit you to any. This is just, I'm interested. This is not money exchanging hands. You don't have to go PayPal, nothing.
You're not going to have to scroll through some crazy long fucking, what's it called, sell sheet. Sales page or whatever.
No, there is no sales page. You know me. Yeah. This is VinnieTortorich.com/VIP. And we'll say it again at the end of the show. VinnieTortorich.com/VIP. Go there. Let us know your interest. If you're interested, give us your name. Let us know who you are. I'm going to put this out on other social media platforms also. As long as we know you're interested, we'll put it out in the Facebook group too.
Yeah, good.
We'll do it everywhere.
And I would suggest getting first and last names and emails. And here's why. Because people they're going to want to communicate, and you're going to need to know identities. That's the one thing I wish. That's what I wish I had gotten with my email, was a name, so I could know who I'm addressing, because sometimes the emails come up. But I think this is so amazing. What an opportunity. I would hope that too, people kind of, they might even just support each other and kind of offline with each other and build a real community. I think this is awesome.
That's what I'm trying to do. And by the way, even if you're in my email list, and we're going to send this out to the email list, we're going to put it in the Facebook group,
right?
Do some Instagrams on it. I'm going to put it all out there.
Good.
on this date, on the 6th of January, on the 6th of, November.
I'm not going to let you just talk about dates anymore.
Yeah,
Cut off.
I'm all excited about this, Anna.
Today is Monday, November 6th. If you're listening to this the day it comes out, but
Yeah.
anytime after that,
Tortorich.com. So
right.
it's going to ask for your email.
VinnieTortorich.com/VIP.
And what we're going to do, let's say 100 people come in, right?
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do once that date comes up, November 30th, after Thanksgiving, or around that time, it might be the 31st, it might be the 29th, somewhere around there.
Probably won't be November 31st because that's not a date.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. November. See, don't listen to me.
I know. I said you're cut off from dates.
Or it might be.
Here, I'll tell you because I'm going to look at the calendar.
Okay.
Interesting. November 30th is a Thursday.
Okay.
So it all depends on what day of the week you choose, you know?
Well, all I'm going to do is I want your name. I want to know your interest. And then I'm going to send it out because you're going to give me your email address. I'm not going to send this out to my whole list at first. I'm going to send it out to you guys first.
That's good.
Then I'm going to pick something I haven't decided yet, either the first 25, the first 30, or the first 50. So you're going to want to do it fast.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a special price because you were early money. You came in right away. And then after that, it's going to go up to not a ridiculous price, 18, 20 bucks, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Because with bandwidth and you got to pay for all this stuff, we got to pay for a different system and people are working behind the scenes, Chris, Joel, Debbie.
You can't just do like a regular Zoom, right? Because it's too many people.
No, it's going to be a different.
Got to be a different platform.
We already have that platform.
That's good
already, but we're going to have to beef it up. But we're going to have a whole thing. You guys are going to be the beta group. We're going to do this, and you guys are going to be the first ones in. And if you stick with it, if you don't give up on it, you will keep that early bird price throughout your whole thing. And then when we introduce it to my whole email list and to, everywhere else, they're going to only get that higher price.
And are you paying one monthly fee or are you paying each? It's a renewal every time, every other week.
All right.
How's that going to work?
This is where you're going to think I'm doing it for too cheap because I've already had the people behind me tell me you can charge way more than this. You pay once a month for 2 classes. So let's say it ends up being $20, the final number, right?
Great.
You're paying $10 a class and you get to go
amazing.
All of the back catalog of only you, not everyone. No one else can buy into this. Only the people who are in this can go get the back catalog. And we're going to be along the way, we're going to offer more tools, right?
Yeah.
There might sometimes be vitamin discounts. If you want to do a discount on something, a book comes out, we're going to have other things.
Special discount just for the VIP.
You're going to be on the inside VIP group. Because people have been asking me for this for a long time. I
love it.
My head around it. And this is
I'm so glad.
So I'm sorry I took 20 minutes to do a fucking infomercial here. But
I think it's great. I think it's amazing. I'm so glad that you're moving forward with it so quickly. And it's not just one of those things that's like, hey, we should do this. You know what I mean? Like people are going to want to need it. And especially this time of year, you guys go sign up. This is an amazing opportunity.
And like I said, the beauty is I'm not waiting until January 1st.
Yeah.
We're going to see if we can nip some of the holiday in the bud during the holidays.
Correct.
Right. So there it is, Anna.
November 30th. You better be getting on that. That first meeting or whenever it is.
We're going to keep announcing it. I'm going to talk about it with Gina on Wednesday. And then you and I are going to talk about it every Monday.
Great.
So people, no matter how much we talk about it, no matter how many emails,
some people are going to miss it and be angry. Yeah.
I didn't know. How did I not know? It's like, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep sounding the alarm until that day. And by the way, at that point, I will be canceling the 1-on-10s because I can't do everything.
Right. No, that makes sense.
I'm going to do the one this week. And I might
do the group accountability and do the individual 1-on-ones if people want to book those. I think that's great.
That's it. So the 1-on-ones, if you want that pointed right at you,
there's not enough Vinnie to go around.
No, and that's the problem. I can't do it all, but
Right.
this is a better way to talk to more people. And because we're doing more people, we could do a lesser price. So look,
Great.
people go into Starbucks and they spend $10.
You don't have to justify $10
I'm not
to
justifying.
me.
I'm not justifying.
One exercise class is $30.
Oh, Serena goes, Serena gets a deal, right? Because she got early money on Solid Core or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's $40-$50 a month. I don't know. I don't want to know what it is. I'm just happy that she found an exercise.
It's not 40 or $50 a month. It can be 40 or $50 a class.
I don't want to know.
To do those certain kind of classes.
That's what I meant. It's a few $100 a month.
Yeah.
Right. But she goes to it all the
best case scenario, like if you can get into a cheap yoga class, it's $15 a class.
Yeah.
And that's like a pay what you can sort of situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is wonderful. It's a gym for your NSNG and your accountability and your mindset and learning information and understanding how your body works and accountability. I also, you know what I'm looking forward to? I want to see some people's progress. I hope that you ask some people, hey, who would like to volunteer, and have people check in every couple of months and talk about it.
Look, part of this idea came from Dave Ramsey, who does that, right? People who change their lives financially, he brings them on stage and, on these shows. And I hear these shows and I go, oh my God, this works so well when you're part of a community. And, it's community is,
it's everything.
Yeah. And we're just creating a big old community here.
It's really easy when you are, let's say, addicted to food or addicted to whatever behavior is keeping you from wanting to live your best life, from being able to live your best life. It's really easy to like not shine a light on it and just kind of go in secret. That's right. It's a very typical human nature thing for us to do. And, why do you think literally with drug addicts, you have to sit down with all the people shining a light on it and saying, so I know that that's a very strong comparison, but still it's like when you start to shine light on where you have a lack of support and offer yourself that support and feel like you're not alone, because you're not alone. You're not alone. We're going through this together. I love that you're doing this, Vinnie. I think it's wonderful.
And look, I have two friends that are close to me that have been in AA. The shorter, period is 16 years. Completely changed his life. And I have a friend that's been for 38 years.
Yeah.
Changed her life. And I just met a guy at the rowing club. He's 12 years in. Talking about how he changed his life. 12-step programs, that's an accountability group.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what that is. And it works. And look, I've, more recently than not, I started admitting on this show when people say, how do you know so much about sugar addiction? Because I'm a fucking addict. I'm a sugar addict. I have no problem admitting that to the world. That's why I know what you're going through. I know what I have to do to stay away from it. And by the way, has it changed my life in ways? Yeah. They told me my cancer would be back in 5 years. Now, I know I'm an N1 experiment here, but I've been cancer-free now since, let's say I was 45, and now I'm 61. So that's 16 years.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah. In February of this year, I think that makes 17 years if I'm doing the math right.
Do you still go in for like a blood test? What do they look for? Are they like looking for elevated white blood cell count, or like, what do they look for?
When the white blood cell count,
or
down.
Down. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's other markers that look at the blood, and it used to be every 6 months, and now it's, once a year.
Great.
At first it was, I think, every 3 months.
Yeah.
When they said, oh, you're not out of the woods yet, and they was doing bone marrow biopsies and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
And then 3 months became 6 months, became, 8 months, became a year. And
here you are.
61, I'm living my best life. I mean, I'm exercising, this time of year, when the light goes down a bit,
Yeah.
the
Got to
days
go early.
shorter.
Got to go earlier.
And when do we have daylight savings? Is that this weekend?
I think so. I thought we were done doing it though. Are we not?
I think
every time I hear, oh, this is the last time because
last time,
Congress
but
said,
they bring it. I don't know.
but then we're doing it again.
Can we find out if they're doing it again?
No, I want it to be a mystery. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yes, I'll look it up.
Anna's going to look it up, but the days are getting shorter. I brought another piece of equipment into my gym. I brought my bicycle. I had to rehab it a little bit. I had to get Brent Budgar on the line, but I was able to rehab an old bike of mine, and I put my power cranks on it because I want to use more equipment in my gym, right? I want to do more aerobics because it's so easy when the light goes down, when we have shorter days, when people start nesting, you start sitting around, and that's when idle hands, I'm sitting around, what do we have? Some nuts? What else you got over there? Oh, wait, there's some honey. You'll start finding stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got a recipe that called for honey a year ago. Where's that honey? Honey doesn't go bad. I don't want to do that kind of shit, right? So
to be fair, I've had honey go bad in my house.
But you know what I'm saying, Anna, right?
I know.
It's like, if you're an addict, you'll find a way to get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So in the evenings, I don't want to become that guy. So I brought my power cranks in here. And folks, go look
What's
up
a power crank.
Okay, so I took one of my bikes. It was on my old Klein bike. I like using aluminum bikes whenever you're going to sweat on them because aluminum doesn't corrode. And so I have my old Klein from the early 90s. And power cranks, it's hard to explain. This guy invented them. So you know how people think they're actually doing a spin? I'm spinning. I'm not, I'm bringing my leg up. No, you're not. Because there's something called a one leg drill where you take one leg out of the pedals and you just spin with one leg, and it will wear your hip muscles out. There's a little group of muscles right in your hip.
Right at the front?
At the front, and they're never trained aerobically. But when you put these power cranks on, they have reverse clutches on each side of the crank, which means you have to lift each pedal up. And pros don't like to use it because it will wear a pro out in like 5 minutes. Like they'll go, oh my God, I can't lift my legs. What they found from the power cranks is that they don't make you much of a better cyclist. It can make your spin better, but it makes you run better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's triathletes have figured out, when you use power cranks, you become a better, more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to hike in the spring and everything. And I have a treadmill at the gym, right? So I can do that. I have the power cranks here. I have my rowing machine. I have my spinner. I'm doing more stuff, right? At the end of the year where people start going, what the hell? Bring me a beer. I'm going to watch Thursday Night Football. No.
Right.
No. I'm not going to have a beer and watch Thursday Night Football because that's a carbohydrate. That's going to get me thinking about something else. If I can watch the beginning of that game on a bike or on a rowing machine or something.
Yeah.
And then, at halftime, dry up a little bit and watch the rest of the game. And then it's too late to want to eat something. You know what I mean? It's like there's ways to do things, right?
Are you saying you don't eat dinner?
No, I'll eat dinner before I do that. Right. And then do that because when you watch football, it's like, what you got?
Oh, that's right. Football starts later now that you live on the East Coast.
8:15.
Yeah.
So as soon as this podcast is over, I'm going to eat. And then, I've already done my aerobics for today, so that won't happen tonight. But usually after I eat, I'll let it digest a little bit and then hop on a machine.
Yeah.
Or an apparatus, I guess you could say. And that's just the way I like to do it. Right. I'm lucky. I have this in front of my TV down in my office. You might not have that situation, but
but you could stretch in front of the TV. You could do push-ups in front of the TV.
Oh, I do that too.
Sit-ups in front of the TV. You could do some planks. You could do side planks.
I do all my stretching sometimes, like second half of a game. I'll just get on the floor and just boom, just do that. I mean, why not? I'm not going to just sit there and veg out. Right. So I didn't mean to go into a whole diatribe about that.
I want to say something nice that my doctor said about your liposomal vitamin C. May I explain?
Sure.
So I still haven't totally talked about this perimenopausal, menopausal experience There's a few people I text with: Leona, Susie DeMeester, Debbie, Foxy Hoxie, some ladies.
The usual
We
suspect.
share our war stories. Allison, Sobchak, Robin Dobbins too. And we're all trying to solve menopause, as it were, because it's a tricky thing. So one day I will go into the journey, and hopefully if my experience helps you guys ask your doctor about some things, that's great. But this
Sound like
one
a drug ad, Anna.
ask your doctor if all this shit is right for you. I will say this though, going through this, I cannot even imagine eating a standard American diet. Just can't imagine, because it's crazy enough with strict NSNG. If you're new to NSNG and you're between the ages of 45 and 55 and going through all of this, yes, there will be a moment in your life where you're like, oh, wow, I'm not even craving sugar. It is pretty cool. That will happen, but you got to stick with it. Right.
Right.
So, okay. So anyway, I have noticed, all these things. I wanted to ask you too about the shoulder thing, because I've seen in the menopause groups on Reddit, like how people get frozen shoulder, and then all of a sudden my shoulder started hurting, and I didn't know if there was something I could do. I'm going to ask you about that. I started having the thing, where you get up and your feet hurt so badly. That never happened before. My feet, like your bones, you just ache in your bones, and apparently when you lose estrogen, that's one of the things that happen. My skin doesn't heal as quickly. I bruise easily, but then it would heal really quickly, right? Another thing, when you lose estrogen, your skin doesn't heal as quickly. So on August 11th, I got 3 giant spider bites. I was outside on my friend's back porch, and I know it was August 11th because it was 2 days after George died and Lauren was gone. So I have the date in my head. And these spider bites always get me, because I always react to bug bites stupidly anyway, like they eat me alive kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they swelled up big or whatever. And then for a moment, my friend had just got a black widow bite. We have a lot of black widows here in brown recluses, so I want to make sure it wasn't that and it didn't become necrotic or whatever. But they got pretty bad, and then it went down. Regardless, they're not itchy anymore, and they haven't been itchy for a while. They are still very much there. Like they are very much. There's 3 giant bites on one of my legs.
It's August 11th.
August 11th, and today is October 26th that we're recording this. I know. And just my skin's just not healed. Like if I find a spot on my face and want to pick at it, like if you find a little zit and you're like, I'm going to pick at that, don't do it, because your face will not heal. It will not heal the way that it used to heal. Now I still have like a red mark or whatever for forever. So I'm telling this to my doctor.
Right.
And she says, and I'm just, again, this is not a medical study. This is my experience with my doctor. I'm sharing a private conversation. And she says, are you still taking Vinnie's liposomal C? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, but it's not Vinnie's. It's purevitamin.club.com.
Pure Vitamin Club's liposomal C.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of.
Vinnie came up with the formula, and his company makes it.
Exactly.
About myself.
And I said, no, I'm not, because I only take it if I feel like a tickle in the throat or feel like I'm getting sick. And she said, because I was sick last time I talked to her. I saw her in June, and I was really sick. And she was like, you need to pound that stuff, and the zinc picolinate as well from Vinnie, from Pure Vitamin Club. And she really likes your stuff. Okay. And so she said, you need to go back to taking about at least 1,000 milligrams a day of that liposomal vitamin C, more if you can tolerate it without, tummy getting upset. And because it will help your skin heal faster. She said there are studies that vitamin C is helping with skin repair. And obviously there's, women have known forever to do the topical vitamin C. I don't like that, because the vitamin C I know oxidizes, and it's not worth the money you've spent on it. Plus it gives me like burns. You know what I mean? Like rather take it orally. Yeah,
because it's an acid.
It's an acid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting. And if anybody else is going through this and wants to, I'm doing a little experiment. And today is the day that I started back on with the liposomal C, and hopefully the skin will start to heal faster.
I had a doctor tell me that they use my liposomal vitamin C with people that have skin burns, like they've burned the arm or.
Okay, well then there you go.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if look, folks, this is not medical advice. Yeah. I take my vitamin C year round. and I take minimum 2 a day, and I take zinc year round.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start to take it year round too.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. I mean, if your body, vitamin C is one of those things that we wash out of our bodies pretty easily.
Yeah.
Liposomal helps it stick. We put a fat in there. It's called liposomal. It's a fat lipid that helps your body use it. Right? You don't.
Does it take longer to metabolize it? Is that the idea?
I can't remember. It helps your cells absorb it, and I can't remember the mechanism. I don't want to put out false information.
But that's what we need is more cellular absorption.
Yeah. So, that's why, whenever I make any product, it's going to be the best form of it.
Yeah.
And the liposomal vitamin C, that's, I take that every day year round. I take zinc year round. Not a whole lot, just one little tiny capsule. And look, I
just wanted to pass that along in case anybody else is noticing the little joyful tiny things, how your body has changed. Just when you think you have it dialed in, your body's here to say, hey, we're going to do something else. And then you have to adjust.
During the consults, people ask me if I take any other supplements besides mine. And the answer is yes. Well, before I had a fish oil, before I came up with my EPA DHA formula with krill, I used to take a different.
I take that. I take 6 of those a day.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I can't get enough of mine. And you don't get fishy burps. But look, people say, what else do you take? And I always say, well, coffee and Villa Capelli olive oil. And they go, come on, you really drink it? Anna can tell you I drink this stuff. As a matter of fact, you know what I've been doing lately? I get into a kick with this. Whenever I pull out a little cheese around 1 PM, I'll pull out, sometimes some Romano, some of the harder cheeses, the Parmesan. And what I do is I take some Molten salt and I just drop it in a little pile, and then I pour Villa Capelli on top of it. I showed this to Coddington one time. He was like, he looked at, oh, wait, hang on. Sorry.
The billionaire Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock.
I told that to Coddington one time, and he was like, what the fuck? What do you do? What the, Jesus, what? And I said, Don, taste this. And he took, he dipped his cheese, a piece of blue cheese, in the Villa Capelli with the salt. He put it in his mouth, and then he goes, why haven't you told me about this before? Why does everyone not do this? And my answer is, I don't know. People have no trouble, using some kind of compote or, some kind of sugary or honey or something. Whenever you get the charcuterie dish, there's always the honey and the raisins or some kind of compote or something, right? No one ever thinks of doing the olive oil. We think of doing the olive oil and dragging bread through it, right? So why not do it with cheese? Sometimes I put black pepper in there too. I hit the black pepper, the salt, the Villa Capelli.
Right.
It's not that difficult to really enjoy what you're eating all the time. Now, I don't mean to get into a whole diatribe of what I do in the middle of a Villa Capelli ad, but if you want to try this kind of stuff, go to villacapelli.com or go to VinnieTortorich.com and click through the Villa Capelli banner. But it's 2 steps. You could go straight to villacapelli.com, put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, you get 10% off. If you spend over 140 some odd dollars, we did the math, and you take the 10% off, you're still above $125, you'll get free shipping from Villa Capelli. So besides the oil, try some of the herbs, try some of the salts, try some of the other special olive oils. They have the lemon olive oil. Boy, that stuff goes a long way. Is the KTM in stock, Anna? Do you know?
No, it's not.
Oh, well, you're missing out on the KTM, but there's other great stuff at Villa Capelli. Go check it out. Let them know we sent you. Promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, no wimpy Y, 10% off. Okay. Anna,
yes.
Anything over there? You got anything?
Yeah. So question about that. You're the shoulder expert. You've had the whole surgery and everything. What do you do when you can't lift your shoulder?
Okay.
Out of nowhere, by the way. It's not like I did something. It's not like I have a football injury. What the
Well,
hell?
I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we could call it 5 if you count the Riemann run at the end. Shoulder surgeries. And, I was cut wide open twice for the Riemann run and for this first surgery. And then the other 3 in between was arthroscopic, where they were trying to get me some relief. But there was so much, think of barnacles on the bottom of a boat. That's the way my shoulder was. It was just locked. So I had more than frozen shoulder. I was just locked in, ball and socket, and I couldn't move my arm for 20 something years. That's why I was only cycling.
I mean, that's horrible, Vinny.
Yeah.
I have never, ever had that problem. And now I'm like, and it'll come out of nowhere when I go to like lift the pan, lift the pan of food. And I'm like, oh, like what?
It's, frozen
shocking.
shoulder can come from an old injury. It could come from, just aging. You have to do what I do. I find time. Well, for me, it's in the morning because that's when I can wake up. I know when my first thing is going to be happening. So before I go to bed at night, I'll look at before that, right? I'll look at a moment before that and I'll go, okay, I need to wake up at 7 o'clock, or I need to wake up at 6 o'clock or 5:30, because I need to, after I eat, spend 30 minutes in my gym where I do exercises that they gave me rehab whenever I had the Riemann run.
Right.
That real radical surgery done to my shoulder. And look, I can do this again. This arm was stuck by my side. I couldn't lift weights. I couldn't row. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even paddle. Remember?
It's funny. I can do that, but it's outstretching of the arm that I can't do.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's just, there's an impingement. It's impeding it. You just need to get synovial fluid moving in it by doing a few stretching exercises.
Explain synovial fluid to people.
All right. So we have this special vessel body fluid. It's not blood. And basically, it's why our joints don't come to a grinding halt. Think of, if you know anything about cars, right? We put oil in cars, right? Why do we do it? It circulates the pistons so that when you have these metal parts rubbing against each other, it bathes right over the rocker arms and just everything. The rods, they get oil. The lifters get oil. It bathes that whole area. Well, we have the same thing in our bodies. And if you notice, like when you first start moving, especially when you get older, you feel tight. But after you get up and you start moving a bit, you loosen up. That's synovial fluid now going into the joints, and you're loosening up, right? You're warming up. But when you go into exercise, you need to warm up even more. That's why people go, what about one set to failure on weightlifting exercise? Yeah, when you're young, that could work. Don Coddington, sorry.
Don Coddington.
Okay. But as we get older, that might not be the best plan, because you can strip a gear if those muscles aren't warmed up. That's why I tell people, if you're going to do one set to failure, make sure you do something like jump rope for 5 minutes, get on a treadmill, get on a stair machine, do something, move around, maybe even do, a few sit-ups.
Right.
And push-ups, and just get blood flowing through you so that the synovial fluid can start bathing those joints, right?
Okay.
You might be getting a frozen shoulder because you caused something to happen. You damaged something, and it's going to take a while for you to correct it.
Right.
It's going to take a minute. But if you get on the floor and look, pretend I'm laying flat on the floor, right?
Okay.
So I'm flat on the floor. Take one hand and take the other hand and get your arms back.
Oh, I feel it.
Right. But when you let it, you see right now, you're feeling it because you're using muscles to do that. But when you're laying flat on the floor,
you're just letting gravity do it.
Yeah, gravity's going to do it, and just bring your arms back. And then after you do that, stay there, hold it for, a minute, 2 minutes, until the muscle starts buying in, right?
Okay.
Protecting yourself at first, and the muscle won't want to buy in.
Let me verbally describe what you just did.
Okay.
Lay flat on the floor. Put your arms almost in a diamond shape above your head, so your hands are all the way above your head, but your elbows are slightly bent, right? And you're just letting gravity kind of pull your arms back onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure you don't hunch up your shoulders. I assume you want to like,
No, just everything relaxed. And
Yeah.
then the second movement, hands on the floor behind your head like this.
you're going to do a sit up.
Yeah. And you just let your elbows fall all the way back.
Okay. Are you
until they're-
clasping your fingers behind your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just clasp them. And then just let gravity take them back until both elbows are all the way down on the floor.
Okay.
And then I do a third one, Anna.
Okay.
And I use a weight. You could use a dumbbell. You could use a little 5 or 10 pound plate weight.
Mhm.
I'm laying on the floor and I put the weight in this hand and I just let it rotate you see how it's rotating?
Okay. So you're still laying on the floor flat.
Right.
Your head's on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
And but your arms now are down at your sides, like your elbows are at your sides.
Right.
And then you're letting your arms go out to the side, like you're flashing someone with a trench coat.
Right. Pretty much.
Got it.
And look, they told me, and like, I'm going to show you this. They told me that you see, I'm going to stand up. Well, I'm going to show you
Okay.
this over here. So
Okay.
you see how this arm goes? Let me put this down. See how this arm goes out like that?
Mm-hmm. Out
They
to your
told-
side.
Yeah. They told me this arm would never go any more than right there, 90 degrees.
Right. 90 degrees.
Look at
Okay.
that. See,
Yeah. Amazing.
doctors don't know everything. They told me it'll never happen. But when you do it every day, I somehow train my arm, my right
Okay.
arm, the mechanical arm, the one that they put the steel ball in and it's
Mhm.
on bone, works better than the one on the left. The one that nature gave me.
Okay. That's good. We like
So-
that.
So there you have it. And you just have to move it around. 3-pound weights, probably good for you. Don't try to overdo something.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to go hang in a doorway and try to stretch it. Don't overdo things.
Yeah.
That's where people run into trouble. They overdo. Underdo.
Okay.
I need you underdoing.
Can underdo.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. Look at us.
I need you to be a type B- personality when it comes to this.
Can do.
You got
B
it.
minus like my GPA.
So Anna, you want to call it? I know you have another.
I
thing
do.
coming up.
I would love to.
Okay. I'm going to do your ads, and then I'm going to give people the place to go and, give us, let us know if they're interested. I'm going to give you that right at the end.
VinnieTortorich.com/VIP.
Yeah, but we're going to say it at the end. All right. So here you go. Folks, Anna Vocino is an amazing woman. She's the Joan of Arc of cooking and her products. I was telling someone today during the consult.
Joan of Arc, are they going to burn me at the stake?
No, but I need to
They
come
might.
better than Joan of Arc. But I was telling someone today during the consult, he was like, I get tired of eating just ground beef hamburgers. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Anna Vocino has this taco seasoning. You can make a taco bowl. And
By
he
the
was
time
like,
this comes out,
the
that
guy
taco
literally
seasoning
said
will
to
be
me,
back.
I'm not going to give you the guy's name, Anna, because you'll just get angry. He goes, is it really that good? It's like, no, it's not really that good. It's fucking better than that.
It is really that
It's
good.
really, he goes, I said, look, I'm not trying to get you to buy it right now. I'm not doing an ad for Anna when you paid for a consult. I'm trying to help you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to help Anna sell a little bucket full of taco dust. I'm trying to make your life better. And that's what I'm trying to do right here for everyone else.
And the taco is now back in stock.
Exactly.
So please go.
I'm just trying to make your life better, man. Just go get the taco season.
Oh yeah. No, we that's what we're doing. And there's so much good food there. And by the way, protecting that food and keeping it clean and getting you the best possible quality product is number one importance. And so yeah, get the books, get the sauces, get the spices. No, you won't regret it. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have gotten this collection of recipes that's going to help me take my NSNG to the next level and never get bored. Like you're not going to regret that.
And, the dill dust. I mean, I've been doing, as you know, the chicken wings. I figured out how to do chicken wings. And the dill dust and that, I do them with the Old Bay, and I also do them with Anna Vocino's barbecue.
Yeah.
And I even do a Cajun one where there's a lot of cayenne.
Mm-hmm.
pepper. Oh, you should see what I'm doing, Anna. Salt.
I like all that.
And then I take the Anna Vocino thing. I've been making two things. I take my creme fraiche and I break some Roquefort in it. And I just mix it up and I put a little bit of your dill in that, but I don't want to overpower it with the dill.
Oh,
But then I just do the straight, what most people would call a ranch, where I just do the dill in the creme fraiche.
yeah,
A little
perfect.
salt.
And that's great for dipping your wings into.
I've
You
been
dip
doing,
your wings in there.
oh, I'm dipping my wings. That's
Dip
right.
your wings in there. By the way, daylight savings starts November 5th. I mean, standard time. Daylight savings is over November 5th. So I guess we're doing it again, guys. We're doing
Well,
it.
they moved it later. It used to be.
But don't you remember it used to be October, but don't you remember they said this year, they said this is going to be the last time and we're going to stay on daylight savings time forever.
Yeah, they weren't sure about that. They were kind of talking about it, but they weren't.
Oh God, I feel hornswaggled.
Come on, Congress.
Come on, Congress. You know what's important, and that's time.
Anna Vocino needs her time back. She doesn't want to fall
I just
back.
want more evening light so I can go on an evening walk. I love to walk every evening. I walk in the morning. I walk in the evening.
I know. You might have to do what I do. Get a power crank in your garage. You already have your Concept 2 bicycle.
I do have the Concept 2. I could go take that and go turn on the Bridgerton.
You have the treadmill in that barn?
No, I don't have a tread. I just have the Concept 2 before I go outside. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, she doesn't have the Concept 2 rowing machine, folks. She has the Concept 2
ergometer.
Ergometer, the bike version.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, I'm not going to do any Amazon, no nothing. I just want you guys to remember one thing. VinnieTortorich.com/VIP.
VinnieTortorich.com/V as in Victor, I as in Isaac, P as in Paul, VIP.
Go do it right now if you have any interest in being in that group, so you can maybe be one of the first to get in. On behalf of Miss Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with just a little bit more of the fog hats.